Welcome into another edition of The Butcher versus the Spin Instructor, presented by LB's Meat Market. I'm Neil McCready. I'm the arbiter of this incredible competition between Greg Jones, the butcher at LB's Meat Market, 2008 University Avenue in Oxford, and Campbell McCready, as you see up in the, at least in my screen, top left. Campbell, the spin instructor at Zen Fayetteville. We'll get into records and such in a minute. It's 2020 has been full of a lot of surprises, and this is way up there. Also joining us this week, Parker Sheeran from Memphis. Both of Parker's parents are Ole Miss grads. Parker is a Chi-O at Arkansas with Campbell. They were roommates as freshmen. Parker's here today because Parker has never in her entire life living in the South in the United States of America had a hamburger, which is unbelievable, but we'll talk about that in a minute. The way this is going to work today is Parker's picking the games along with Greg and Campbell. If either Greg or Campbell defeat Parker this week, Parker will sometime during the Christmas/New Year's break come to Oxford. We will get the meat from LB's Meat Market. Greg will certainly be invited to the festivities, and Parker on camera will eat a hamburger the first time in her existence here on planet Earth. First of all, how's everybody doing?
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah, all right, Greg. So it's a food week, obviously. It's Thanksgiving, so everybody's talking turkey. We're taping this on Wednesday, so you'll probably see this on Thanksgiving Day and into the weekend. So let's talk turkey first. Are you moving a lot of turkeys, or are people coming in and doing different things?
Yeah, I mean, we've sold a pretty good amount of free-range turkeys from Joyce Farms. It's an exclusive turkey. It's not like a butterball turkey, so it's actually a real turkey. There's been some people out there that have got into those free-range turkeys. We've also, sold a lot of beef tenderloins. A lot of people going outside the box this Thanksgiving weekend and not doing turkey. Some people are doing some standing rib roasts, some beef tenderloins and stuff like that. So, not everybody's full-blown Thanksgiving, but, there's some people switching it up and doing beef tenderloins and standing rib roasts and stuff like that.
I saw a recipe the other day on Barefoot Contessa, and I admit that I watch a lot of Food Network, and she had taken I guess she'd gotten her butcher up in Martha's Vineyard or wherever the hell she lives she'd gotten a breast of turkey, had gotten it deboned and butterflied. You ever done any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like a turkey just like a chicken when you cut the backbone out to where it lays flat and where you can put it on the grill. Very similar to that. But, I've deboned a turkey to make a turducken. So that's pretty, I know you down living in Louisiana knew a couple things about a turducken. So, did a turducken for a customer, and I'm not going to sit here and say I was a professional about it, but it got done. So a couple YouTube videos that always helps whenever you're doing something, certain things like that. So I lived and learned off of it and got it taken care of. But yeah, it's a process for sure.
It's a big football weekend, obviously. The game, Thanksgiving comes and goes. Black Friday rolls around. And people are out and about watching football, shopping, and all of that stuff. People get away from turkey starting on Friday. What all do you have going on there this weekend?
Well, we're going to be closed Thursday and Friday. It's just hard to compete against, after Thanksgiving, leftovers on the Friday and the Black Friday. So going to take a little mini vacation on Thursday and Friday. We'll be open back up on Saturday. Have full slate, lane trains, ribeyes, bone-in ribeyes, boneless ribeyes. Some porterhouses, some porterhouse pork chops, just exclusive grilling stuff that gets your mind off that turkey. So we'll be full ready to go this weekend, but we're just going to be closed Thursday and Friday.
All right, let's get into the football. Before we get to talking to Parker about how this happened where she's never had a burger, let's talk records. And Greg, it's just not pretty. Week after week, you're chasing wins, and you're not finding them.
Chasing, not finding, for sure.
Greg went 4-6 for the week. He's now 35-35 for the season. Not losing money, not making money, hanging in there. Campbell, on the other hand, 7-3. That beats me. 7-3. She's now 44-26, 18 games over 500. She's got a 9-game lead over Greg going into the weekend. You know, it's the equivalent when you. I'm speechless too. It's when you go to the golf course and you've never played before, and you pick up a driver and you hit one right down the middle, and people say, "How the hell that happened?" And your answer is, "I don't know." It's kind of like,
yeah. I mean, I even got my Coach Kit, my game day T-shirt on, my game day shirt on, my the Tony Landshark.
Well,
I got rid of the glasses.
You had your green lucky shirt on.
Yeah, no, it wasn't so lucky. It was more like brown. It was more like it turned real brown real quick. So hopefully the game day shirt will cut. But yeah, no, even the destination pick, Salt Lake over Southern California over USC isn't even working. So it's just I'm out of it. I can't beat her. She's just too good.
yeah, there's a lesson that apparently that you just don't bet against Aunt Becky. It's just that simple. And who would have known that would have factored into a football pick? But
not me. So I need to start, getting the sitcoms, and I need to start figuring out this college tour thing. It's pretty unbeatable.
Yeah,
it's unbeatable. It's unbeatable.
All right, Parker. I know both of your parents. They're both very nice, normal people. How did this happen where you went through life without ever having a hamburger? Because I know that your parents have both, because I've seen them both have a hamburger. So I'm going to guess that they've had more than one hamburger in their lives. So how did this happen?
Yes, they eat multiple hamburgers a week. They love hamburgers. And we go to a hamburger place at least once a week. That's literally 5 minutes down the road, but I've just never had one. I was a really, really abnormally picky eater when I was little, only chicken nuggets and French fries. We would go to Mexican restaurants and I would order just French fries. I never really ate meat. And so when I did stop eating, or when I did become less of a picky eater, I just never ate a burger. And now it's kind of at the point where it's kind of funny, and it's kind of my fun fact. I've never had a burger and I'm 20 years old. So yeah. And I don't know. It's just something about it. I've never done it.
Well, hopefully we add to the story this week where you say, I didn't have a burger until I was 20 and I didn't have it until I lost a bet on a podcast. So that will make an even better story. So
it'll add to the story. It'll add to my fun fact.
So Greg, I'm going to let you decide our format for who picks first, because last week Campbell went first all across the board and it didn't work for you. So I'm in this to help you.
I need all the help I can get, we're competing against Google and oddshark.com. This is getting out of hand. I thought that I'd have enough sports knowledge to where I could at least pick a winner. But just the spin instructor, she just spins right along, and I just can't compete. I'm back of the pack. I'm just waving up front to her.
All right, so we'll just kind of play this by ear. There's 2 games Friday that we're picking. Greg will be off for the day. He'll be watching these with rapt attention. Iowa State is going to Austin. That game, Iowa State, a 2-point underdog at Texas. That game at 11 a.m. You can watch it on ABC if you're not out doing your Black Friday shopping or whatnot. Campbell, we'll start with you. You won last week. We'll let you go first here. You got the Cyclones and the Longhorns there in Austin. What do you think?
All right. Well, I did my research again, and I know the Iowa State coach. His name is Matt Campbell. My name is Campbell. So for that reason, I'm going to Iowa State this week.
It's a great pick. So I'm speechless. I can't counter that. I really can't.
So what do you think, Greg? You're gonna stick with the Cyclones as well?
Well, first of all, that's a really good bet. Iowa State has been playing some really good football last couple of weeks, and it's just hard to go against her. But I have to. Maybe the eyes of Texas might shine upon me. I don't know, but we're going to hope that Texas, actually scores more points, more than 2.5 points to where I win. So I need Texas to win. So I'm going to have to go against Campbell this time, and I'm going to hope that the eyes of Texas shine upon me.
All right, Parker, you're on the spot here. Campbell's taking Iowa State and the 2 points. Greg taking Texas and laying the 2. First of all, do you understand point spreads? How that works?
Yes. Yeah. My dad explained it to me.
Okay. All right. Campbell still has not quite figured it out and is still 18.
But I kind of got it.
All right. So what do you got? What do you think? Iowa State and Texas.
I'm gonna go Iowa State. One of my best friends from high school went to Iowa State or goes to Iowa State. So, I'll support him this weekend, and why not cheer for the underdog? So we'll go for it.
You see, Greg, we've clearly approached this wrong throughout our lives.
Way wrong.
Just I have a friend that goes to this school, so all right, whatever. So
What am I thinking?
yeah, I know. Along those lines, Campbell has a friend who goes to Notre Dame. Notre Dame, the second-ranked Irish, they're heading to Chapel Hill to face 25th ranked North Carolina. This game is a 4-point line. Notre Dame, a 4-point favorite. This game is at 2:30 on ABC, so it follows Iowa State, Texas on ABC. Greg, we'll let you lead off here.
Well, obviously Campbell's going to take Notre Dame because she's just had such good luck with her friend going to school there. And, I would like to take Notre Dame, but, I just feel like this is a little trap game for Notre Dame,
Me too.
And Vegas knows something. That line should be a little bit bigger, but it's, the line for the reason. So I'm going to go with the upset here. I'm going to go with North Carolina. Let's see if we can't turn the tides on her.
The Heels can score. I mean, we all make Phil Longo jokes and stuff, but the Tar Heels score points. This has a chance to be a shootout. Notre Dame's kind of due a little bit for something. They've tempted the gods a couple of times, which is what you do when you have touchdown Jesus in your end zone. Campbell, what do you think?
He predicted right. I'm going to go with Notre Dame. It has always worked for me, so I don't see why I would change this week. I picked because the guy I went to formal with my sophomore year goes to Notre Dame. So, that's my reasoning. Yet again, I'm going to Notre Dame.
Well, they're 3-0 for you this year, so I don't blame you for sticking with the hot hand, Parker. So we got a split yet again, which has become common here on the Butcher versus the Spin Instructor. What do you got?
So I think I'm gonna go North Carolina. North Carolina this time. Again, I like to see the underdog win. You did say that Notre Dame is due for a loss, so why not this be the game?
It could happen. I kind of like Carolina here a little bit, getting the 4. That's not a bad play. All right, so we go to Saturday games now. We had a little bit of a shakeup in the SEC. Arkansas apparently could not play this week. They barely were able to play last week in their loss to LSU. They could not play this week, so Arkansas was supposed to play Missouri. That game isn't going to happen this week. It's going to happen down the road. So instead, Vanderbilt is going to play Missouri, which means that Vanderbilt and Tennessee will happen on December the 19th, I think, as well. So the league still has a path to get all of the games in. They've completely eliminated all margin for error. But as of right now, there's a way to do it. So hopefully they can do it. Kentucky and Florida is the game we'll start with. This game is at 11 o'clock our time on ESPN. The Wildcats are a 24-point underdog at Florida. Parker, what do you think?
Oh, I'm going Florida. The numbers, they say it.
All right, so Parker's laying 24 points, which is a lot of points. Florida did not cover the big line last week against Vanderbilt. Campbell, what do you think?
Well, this is one of the games I lost last week because I picked Florida, but I laid the points. So this week I'm going to pick Florida, but I'm going to take the points.
So you're gonna take Kentucky to cover the line.
If that's what that means, then sure.
Okay. All right. So you're taking Kentucky to cover the 24-point line.
Learning. We're on week, what is this, 10?
It's like 10 or 11. Yeah. It's just
I'm catching on.
Greg?
I'm going to go with Florida. Kentucky got thrashed last week against Alabama. I know Alabama is Alabama, but, maybe Kentucky's just not that good, and we might can compare them to Vanderbilt bad. But Florida's good. Kyle Trask is on a roll, and, I know they slipped up against Vanderbilt last week, but, it was a tough road game in the SEC, so a lot of points. But hopefully Florida bounces back, and let's go 42-10 on this one. How about that?
Okay, so Greg takes the Gators, lays the 24. All right, Vanderbilt is at Missouri. This line, I keep finding the line all over the place, but the line that I sent to you guys was the first one that I saw. Vanderbilt, a 20-point underdog at Missouri. This game at 11 a.m. on the SEC Network. I think, Campbell, it's your turn to go first.
Well, I'm obviously going to go with Missouri. We always talk about how Vanderbilt sucks. I was talking about majoring in journalism for like a year there in high school. And my dad told me if I was going to major in journalism, I had to go to Missouri. So that changed there, but I seem to pick based on my college choices. So we're going to go with Vanderbilt here, but I'm not going to lay the points.
Okay, wait, at one point you said Vanderbilt, and one point you said Missouri. So I just want to
Sorry, Missouri.
All right, so you're going to take Missouri and lay the 20.
Yes.
Okay. Greg?
We've talked about how bad Vanderbilt is. It's just I love betting on bad teams, it seems like. So let's go with betting on a really bad team. So let's go Vanderbilt. Let's see if we can not embarrass ourselves and only lose by 2 touchdowns instead of 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think 20 is too big of a line here. It's not like Missouri is setting the world on fire. So, yeah. Parker, what do you think?
I was watching the game. Oh, am I still in there?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, okay. My screen just like totally shut out. Okay. I feel really, really bad for Vanderbilt, like really bad. So I'm gonna go for Vanderbilt this week, and they are only 3 hours down the road. So I'm gonna go for Vanderbilt just because I feel really bad for them.
Yeah,
I like betting with feelings. I mean, betting with feelings. I like that. That's a good angle.
We're legislating with feelings these days, so why not bet with them? I mean, masks make you feel safer, so betting on Vanderbilt makes you feel better. It's all about feeling.
Exactly.
All right, the biggest game of the day, the one that everyone will be talking about, Louisiana Lafayette, the Ragin' Cajuns. 26-point favorite at Mecca, Louisiana Monroe. The Warhawks, I think, still searching for win number 1. But by God, what's probably happening, just so everybody knows, ULM probably their football team is not as focused on football because we're probably trying to come up with the vaccine for all illnesses, not just COVID, for everything, where you get a vaccine and everyone lives forever. That's what we're working on. And that's why maybe the football team isn't precisely focused. This game is at 2 o'clock. You can see it on ESPN3. It's the big network. So let's see. Greg, I think it's your turn to go first here. So it's 26 points is the line.
Man, like you're saying, they're either working for a cure for everything, or hanging out with the ski team, the world renowned ski team,
National champions.
National champion ski team. I like Monroe here. I just like betting on terrible teams. I just I'll take all the points and hopefully not lose by all of them. So hopefully this is a big rivalry, and we'll wake up this week, and I'm not saying we'll get a win, but hopefully the Warhawks will pull through for us. And so I'm going to go with the UL Monroe Warhawks.
Campbell, 26 points for your favorite team, ULM.
Well, unfortunately, I just can't pick ULM this week. I know that, that's going to cause.
Unfortunately, I can't make your tuition payment, so, whatever.
Unfortunately, that is going to cause some family drama. I actually think I have a cousin going to ULM next year, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, finally, somebody in the family comes to their senses.
Yeah, so, that'll make the family happy, but I'm going to have to disappoint this week, and I'm going to go with the Cajuns and lay the points.
All right, Parker.
Another tiebreaker.
I know they are creating I don't even think this is planned, but they are creating a situation for you that is going to be difficult for you to thread this needle.
I know. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with the Cajuns too. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know a whole lot about Louisiana football, but I think I'm gonna go with the Cajuns.
All right. Well, fair enough. It's the biggest rivalry game in all of college sports, so you can pretend not to know a lot about it. That's fine. But everybody, when you move into Louisiana, you're told, hey, pick Cajuns or Warhawks right now, no choice. And once you make that decision, it's a decision for life. Speaking of rivalry games that some people talk about, the Iron Bowl this weekend in Tuscaloosa. Auburn is at Alabama. The Tigers, a 24-point underdog at Alabama. This game, the CBS game at 2:30. Let's see. I think it's Parker. I think it's your turn to go first here. The Iron Bowl. I don't know. Are you a big Iron Bowl fan? Did you get involved? Did you pick a side in that when you were a kid?
It changed every year. I really never cared that much. I did really enjoy the game, whatever year that was, when the Auburn guy ran the over 100-yard touchdown. That
Pick six game, yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, I still think about that. So for that reason, I'm going with Auburn, just because why not do it again? Why not?
Okay, so Parker takes Auburn and gets the 24 points. Campbell, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with Alabama here. Seems like they're gonna win. Also, I learned last night that when I was a first grader living in Spanish Fort, Alabama, it was Alabama Auburn Day, which we do that in Oxford. We have Mississippi State and Ole Miss Day, and I did something similar. But you made me wear an Alfonso Soriano jersey to school.
Yeah, she wore a Cubs jersey. I protested. I called and said, "Wait a minute, hold up," because this was a school that wore uniforms, so you wore the same little thing every day. And all of a sudden, we're having Alabama Auburn Day. And I was covering Auburn as a beat writer, and I had a radio show. Now, I wasn't covering Auburn as a beat writer anymore. I was as a columnist. I really did not need that, who are you for, because that wasn't – I needed to be neutral. And I was like, no, I can't do that, because there will be teachers that see, oh, his daughter was wearing an Alabama shirt or an Auburn shirt or whatever. And it would have been easy to pick Alabama. Both of my parents have degrees from Alabama. I grew up an Alabama fan in Louisiana, actually, but I was like, nope. And so I sent her to school in an Alfonso Soriano Cubs jersey. And I think had she stayed in Alabama longer than that year, probably would have scarred her. But we escaped.
I didn't even know what happened, but
yeah, we escaped the confines of Alabama the next year, so it all worked out. All right, Greg. Go ahead.
At Oxford, we did a Ole Miss Mississippi State rivalry day every year. And my senior year, I wore an Arkansas T-shirt, and everyone made fun of me. But yes, I'm gonna go with Alabama.
All right, so Greg, Parker's got Auburn in the 24. Campbell's got Alabama laying the 24. What do you think?
Man, this is a tough game to pick, because Alabama is really good, and the defense has come around real well and been shutting down opponents left and right. And, it's hard to bet against Nick Saban. And with that being said, I'll bet against him. I'll take Auburn. I got to get back in the saddle somehow, some way. So
this ain't the way.
We're gonna keep chasing. So let's chase with the Auburn Tigers this week.
Yeah, you're just digging your own grave right now. All right, closer to home, we got Mississippi State and Ole Miss. It's the Egg Bowl this year. It's in Oxford, 3 p.m. on the SEC Network. The line on this game's moved around, but we've got it at 10.5 points. Ole Miss a 10.5-point favorite over Mississippi State. Greg, we'll start with you.
I got my Coach Kiffin game day shirt on. I'm ready for the game to be today. It could be tomorrow. It could be any day. So, I like the Rebs a lot here. I know that Mississippi State showed some character last week at Georgia, but again, they played a quarterback that hadn't played in a year, and Georgia's going to Georgia. So I like the Rebs to roll here. I think it's going to be a little payback from last year for sure.
Campbell?
This is our one green game of the week, it sounds like. So I'm going to pick Ole Miss. I'm a little worried about the points, but I've seemed to pick them the past few weeks. I don't really remember if it's worked out for me, but
Yeah, Ole Miss has been pretty good to you the last few weeks from a pick standpoint. You've gotten them right most of the season. I'm with you. The points scare me a little bit from a betting standpoint. 10.5's a big number in a game that two things. It's a rivalry game, so sometimes those games get haywire, and then Ole Miss's defense gives up points.
Lots.
Now their offense scores lots of points.
Lots.
So 10.5 becomes this number, but you both laid it on South Carolina, and as much as I thought for the entire game you were going to miss it, you both got it right. So, Parker, they're both taking Ole Miss and laying the 10.5. I know inside your house people are going to be pretty vociferous and boisterous for the Rebels. So, what say you?
I'm gonna go with the Rebels too. I have confidence in them. I would usually pick against Ole Miss, but this week I don't like Mississippi State more than I don't like Ole Miss. So therefore, I'm gonna go with the Rebels, and it'll make my dad happy too. So that
it will, and you need him to pay your tuition. You know, I mean, he might have to pay Campbell's tuition, so who knows?
And he already is upset because Ole Miss lost to Arkansas. So this will be good for him.
All right, LSU is at Texas A&M, a battle of the two teams that screwed up the schedule by ducking games. LSU ducked Alabama. Texas A&M ducked Ole Miss, used COVID as their big excuse. Meanwhile, the teams around the league that have excuses to duck: Ole Miss, Arkansas, South Carolina, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt. They didn't duck. They played. So anyway, that's my editorial for the day. LSU, a 12.5-point underdog at Texas A&M. This game is a 6 p.m. game on ESPN. I think I have no idea who's up first. Is it Greg, Campbell? Campbell, you go ahead.
Okay, well, didn't LSU beat Arkansas?
Yes.
And weren't we supposed to win?
It was really close. It was another one that you missed that Greg got right. It was a really close game, very even. Arkansas kind of got screwed over by a couple of officials' calls, and then Arkansas was terrible on third down, and that was the reason they ultimately lost the game.
Okay, well, as you can see, I haven't really been paying attention. But for that reason, hopefully LSU has a loss this week. I'm going to go with Texas A&M. I also know LSU has paid little attention to the allegations with their football players.
Yep.
So, I'm going to go with Texas A&M.
Greg?
So are we calling this the Duck Bowl? The Ducking Bowl?
We could call it the Duck Bowl, and that makes sense. A lot of duck hunting in Louisiana, so you could call it the Duck Bowl. I think that's a fair game. I might use that. Thank you.
We actually have whole ducks at LB's this week, so that we could call this the LB's Duck Game.
All right, we'll call it that. This is the LB's Meat Market Duck Bowl, Texas A&M and LSU. There you go.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Texas A&M. Campbell obviously likes LSU for some strange reason, so I like Texas A&M for even better reason. So just like I said, going to keep chasing.
Now, for clarity's sake, she picked the Aggies and laid the points.
Oh, okay. Well, then give me LSU then.
Gosh.
I've never been I'm the biggest LSU fan this weekend for some strange reason. I've been to Baton Rouge once, twice, maybe. I actually went to an Ole Miss and a Mississippi State in Baton Rouge in the same year. So I guess that's a bucket list thing, which I probably don't need to be proud of. But let's go with LSU because we're just big LSU fans this weekend for some strange reason.
All right. So Parker, Greg's taking the Tigers. Campbell's taking the Aggies. What do you think?
You say where is this game this week?
College Station.
Okay, then I'm going the Aggies.
All right.
If it was in Baton Rouge, I was gonna go LSU, but I'm going the Aggies. Gonna go with them.
All right. So this I got to sit down and do the math on this because this is going to be complicated calculus. All right. I had this one down as a tiebreaker I guess it will still be the tiebreaker if we have a tie. This will be the deciding game, but we'll count for Greg, for you and Campbell. This will just be another game. It won't be a tiebreaker, if that makes any sense. Oklahoma. Oklahoma goes to West Virginia. This game's at 6:30. I can't find a TV listing, though. I'm positive this is going to be on television somewhere. Oklahoma at West Virginia. The Sooners, an 11-point favorite in Morgantown. Greg, you're up.
I like Booner Sooner here. Oklahoma's playing some good football, and they rolled through Oklahoma State last week. And
It did. Punished them.
I knew I had Oklahoma State in their nice jerseys and whatnot, but let's just go with the common sense pick, and let's just take Oklahoma State to Boomer Sooner and roll by 2 or 3 touchdowns on this one.
All right, Campbell, I'm assuming that this is going to be another Oklahoma pick for you since that's the college tour.
Yep, you're right.
What? She's taken West Virginia before. You've taken West Virginia before.
She has taken West Virginia before.
Because we're picking the same thing this time. But yes, I halfway tore OU. But it seemed to work for me last week when Greg went with Oklahoma State. So I'm going to keep going. I'm picking OU.
The confidence she has picked up picking against you, Greg, from week 1 to week whatever this is.
It's hot. I mean, it's hot in here. Seriously.
Tangible, palatable. You can feel it. All right, Parker, what do you think? You got Oklahoma laying 11 at West Virginia.
I'm gonna go Oklahoma. I'm gonna go OU. Yeah.
All right, so this will not be a tiebreaker game. It'll just be it'll be just overall record. I'm tempted to find a tiebreaker game real quick. I'm going to do this on the fly.
Okay.
Because I think we need to find us a tiebreaker game. Let's see. Looking for a good one. Hard to find good games because some games have been like canceled and stuff. Here's one. Let me find a line on this.
What about Washington and BYU? Oh, never mind.
They're not playing. Speaking of Ducks. All right, here we go. We are going to pick. I'm finding it. Here we go. We're going to pick Maryland at Indiana. Indiana coming off their first loss of the season. This is an 11 a.m. game on Saturday. Maryland with Talia Tungavaloa, who's played really well. Maryland is getting 11.5 points at Indiana. This game is on, let's see, looking for TV, 11 a.m. It's on ESPN2. So, let's see. Campbell, we'll let you go first.
Okay. I've picked Indiana multiple times.
You have.
And I usually stick with what I pick with, and it works for me, as we've seen. So I'm going to.
They covered the line last week. They lost the game, but they covered the line. So you won that one.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go with Indiana again.
Okay.
The reason that I have, the connections with the girl that I was in Spanish 1 with. So there we go.
All right, Greg.
Well, Maryland has actually won 2 games as being double-digit underdogs, so that's a little fun fact for you. Tua Tagovailoa's brother, or I said that really bad, probably. I like the way Maryland's playing. Being double-digit underdogs and actually winning at Penn State and beating Minnesota was, I think, a good foundation and program builder. And I think Maryland's going in the right track. I'm not saying that Indiana's on the right track because they put up a really good game against Ohio State. They were down, I think, 21 points at one time and came back in the second half. So Indiana's a really good football team. I've seen some Indiana YouTube videos of the locker room and everything like that. And, they've got a good program developing in Indiana. And Tom Allen's done a really good job. And, maybe Maryland's going to pull through for me, and hopefully. But I like Indiana, but I think that's just too many points. I think it's going to be a field goal. Last second field goal is going to determine this one.
2 coaches who are really good guys: Tom Allen, Mike Loxley. Two guys that are fun to cheer for. Two teams that are fun to watch too. I'm with you. I mean, Indiana. They were on the way to getting blown out the other day, and they just came storming back. And damn, I mean, they had a shot. It was impressive. All right, Parker.
Yeah, that video where they posted where that man, I almost wanted to run through a wall after watching that video. It was he's good at it. He's good at his job.
You know, everybody talks about Hugh Freeze and stuff, and I'm like, well, why would you not want to try to hire Tom Allen? I'd hire Tom Allen before I'd hire Hugh Freeze right now at one of these jobs.
I definitely would too.
You know, I don't know if you can get him. Indiana's his alma mater, and maybe there's a lot of sentimentality and all that, but guy's done a hell of a job. All right, Parker, will be the tiebreaker because they didn't pick the same team. So Indiana and Maryland, it's 11.5-point line. The Hoosiers laying 11.5.
I think this will be a close game. I don't think it'll be I think it'll be a good game to watch, but I'm gonna go with Indiana. I'm gonna go.
So you're gonna lay.
Don't really know why. I just.
All right. So Parker's laying the 11.5. Hopefully that's going to come back to bite her. Hopefully she's already been bit by the time we get to that game. It won't matter. So that's those are the picks for the week. All right, Greg, let's talk burgers a little bit because I imagine Saturday you're going to sell some ground beef because people are going to want to do something completely different after 2 days of turkey. You got a lot of different kind of burger options there at LB's, right?
Yeah, well, whenever we have this little burger eating contest, we'll have a selection of a lot of different burgers. We've got just the regular Wagyu burger. Just what we do is just salt and pepper. It's ground Wagyu out of the round. It's a really 90-10. It's actually a real 90-10. It's not an average. So it's a real lean burger. And then also we have the Smoky bacon burger, which is a double smoked bacon grounded up into the Wagyu out of the round. So it's basically like eating a bacon burger. And, a lot of people like bacon on their burger, but sometimes the bacon isn't crisp and sometimes it's flimsy. So we just go ahead and grind it up in there. So it's basically like a bacon burger. And then we've got the filet burger, which is just kind of a seasoned burger. It's just got some Tony Chachere's, some Sizemore, some paprika. So it's kind of a seasoned burger. So I don't know if we can dive into a veggie burger, but I'll see what I can muster up. Maybe,
Not for this bet. Not for this bet. Nope. It's beef.
It's straight beef and pork, beef burgers. So,
damn right.
So yeah, we'll get her taken care of. She'll get plenty of burger action for sure.
Will you watch more football this weekend now, Parker, knowing that you're to a degree your fate rests in the hands of all these football players?
Yes, my burger fate rests in the hands of all these games. So yes, I will pay a little bit more attention this weekend.
All right. Well, listen, we hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. Greg, if they want to get in touch with you on Saturday, how do they do it?
Yeah, just always call the store, 662-259-2999. Just call the store. If we're just going to be closed on Thursday, Friday, get a little mini vacation, a little reset button, refresh, and spend some time with family and just try to get away from the store. We're there working all the time, and it is what it is. But just going to take a break. But we'll be open Saturday at 10 o'clock, and then Sunday from 1 to 6. So we'll also have on Sunday we officially have the clipboard special. So maybe Lane will do something to where we can think of another special. But we've got the clipboard special on Sunday. We have a clipboard. If you want us to throw it in the air, we will. But it's a $8 lane train, so $2 off on lane train specials on Sunday. So come in and take advantage of that on Sundays for sure.
All right, can't beat that, Parker. Hopefully you lose, and we're back doing this again in a few weeks. Except this time you're eating a hamburger, not talking about hamburgers, because that would be a lot of fun. So happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Greg, and Campbell. You're upstairs, so happy Thanksgiving to you as well. That does it for this edition of the Butcher versus the Spin Instructor presented by LB's Meat Market. I'm Neil McCready. So for Parker Sheeran and Campbell McCready and Greg Jones, we will talk to you next week. Take care.